Alright, so let's start a game, right? How does the game begin? Like I said earlier or early in the first video or second video, the entire point of this game is to expand as much as possible and also to establish as many cities as possible and then connect them. So you want to have a very long and contiguous city, contiguous civilization going on. And whoever has the longest contiguous civilization or the most contiguous civilization gets the most amount of points. And it is also important that you propagate your cult. So there are numbers over here, right? So every time you establish or you encourage a particular cult, you get more and more points, and whoever has the maximum or whoever reaches the top on a cult also gets a lot of rewards. So that should be your aim. The entire aim of this game for any player should be to have a number of cities and then also try to connect those cities so that they are all contiguous enough, and also improve upon your cult status. So that is your game. Alright, so let's start reading these board symbols. In order for you to build a settlement, you need to give 1 worker and 2 gold. That's what this means. So it says 1 worker, 2 gold, and then it has an arrow over here, and that gives you a settlement. And every time you see this symbol, which is a hand, that is during your income phase. Like I said in the previous video, you have 3 phases in this, 3 phases in the end one round, which is your income phase, action phase, and cleanup phase. During your income phase, you get these. That's what this means. Every time you see this, you have to get, during your income phase, you have to get it. So for example, in this, when you build a settlement, and all of this open up. So when these are all closed, right? Like you place your settlements and all of your tokens on top of it. And the reason is because when you place it in the world, that opens up. And that means during your income phase, you get 1 worker over here. So you get 2 workers essentially. Like 1 is for free, that you never cover it. And then your second worker, when you place a settlement during your income phase, you get 1 worker. Alright. And then this is your trade post. In order to build a trade post, you need to give 2 workers. And then here it says 3/6. That is a very important symbol. The reason is, in this game, even though every player is playing on their own, it is important that you go along well with your neighbors. So whoever is your neighbor, you want to build next to them because your trade post then becomes cheaper. 3/6 means if there is a directly adjacent neighbor, and I'll tell you what directly and indirectly adjacency means. But if you have a directly adjacent neighbor, then your trade post costs only 3 gold. So you have to give 2 worker and 3 gold. But if you're building a trade post which has no neighbors, then you have to give 6 gold. So that's what this means. 2 workers, 3 gold if you have a directly adjacent neighbor, 6 gold if you don't have any neighbors. And once you build a trade post, the most important thing is a settlement can be upgraded to a trade post. You cannot just randomly place a trade post. You have to build a settlement first and then build a trade post. Okay. And then what does this mean? This means a stronghold. A stronghold costs 4 workers, 8 gold. A sanctuary costs 4 workers, 6 gold. A temple costs 2 workers and 5 gold. So that's what this means. In addition, you can also build ships, and and ships are very important. Like I said, you can only, I'll tell you how you can expand in the game. I'll just get to that in a bit, but in order to build ships, you give 1 priest and 4 gold. And in order to buy work or the spade, you give 3 workers. In order to, lessen your workload or lessen the cost it takes to buy work, you give 2 workers, 1 gold and 1 priest. And that means whenever you buy work, then your number of workers required keeps going down. Anytime you see a square with the olive branch on it, that is your victory points. So every time you go up, you get 6 victory points. If you go over here, you get 2 victory points, 3 victory points, and so on. And over here, during your income phase, if you build a trade post and if it is uncovered, like this, like so, if it is uncovered, then during your income phase, you get 1 power and then 2 gold. I'll tell you what power is. And every tribe has 2 special abilities which are very, very unique to only that tribe. No other people has that power. So for example, halflings, because they are hard workers, so there are two abilities, right? One is you get it for free, and that is what you see in your right hand side corner, lower right corner. That's for free. That's the one that you get at the beginning of the game itself. And for the halflings, every time the halfling buys the spade, the halfling automatically gets 1 victory point. And if other people, like here, the witch has a special ability where every time she builds a city, she gets 5 victory points. The nomads have a special ability where at the beginning of the game, every tribe gets to place only 2 settlements for free, like how Qatar works. But in this, the nomads get to place 3 settlements as right away. So that's their special ability. Their second special ability only is unlocked when they build a stronghold. A stronghold is built by 4 workers, 8 gold. And once the stronghold is uncovered, then your second special ability is uncovered, and over here the halfling gets 3 spades for free, and that's halfling special ability. Whereas the witch, she gets to place a settlement for free anywhere. She doesn't have to be adjacent. So like I said, I'll tell you how the game adjacency works. And in case of a nomad, the nomad gets to place. For free, you can just terraform a tile without paying any cost. You can read all about each tribe's special ability in the rule book. At the final last page, it has an appendix explaining what each special ability is. And because there are 14 tribes, I don't want to go through each of them. All right. So that's 7 minutes. Let me stop.